3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. The time's over, boy.
Crazy how I came up in this game and then I ran amok. It's Larry Johnson Jr., LJJ, lawncare, all on them trucks. I stand insanely on it, bro. I love to gain a customer. I mainly maintain what I must. I earn their trust just for the bucks. I'm blessing them with beauty cuts and placing them on YouTube, cause I'm trying to get subscriptions up. I'm driven by ambition, bro. I'm all about integrity. You should never compare to me unless you wanna see how deep your insecurity can be. I'm rolling solo in these streets and all I know is to live free. I'm full of peace, but when it comes to lawncare, boy, I am a beast. I never leave until it's clean. I get them weeds and everything. I throw some seeds and motion leaves and trim them trees and charge them fees. And yes, I am the king of string. I said exactly what I mean. You see the way I do my thing. Them edges squared and crispy clean. Then if you haven't did it yet, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. And best believe that LJJ lawncare is gonna be right there. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Larry here with the LJJ lawncare. Another day in St. Louis, living the St. Louisan lifestyle. Now, this video is something I should have probably put out at the beginning of this year. I know it's kind of crazy what I'm about to say, and it might seem repetitious, but eventually I'm finna stop talking about it. This probably be the last video. After this, I'm just gonna be giving people thumbs up and not even responding to these comments. These weirdos. Not all y'all weirdos. Some people just don't know and then they find out. Some people just are just weird. So in St. Louis, a lot of people don't know. If you've been watching my videos in the fall, this is the season. This is the fall season. I work in the city. I cut city properties. So in the fall, this is when a lot of people get on here and basically say things that they don't know, or they do know, and they just want to be funny. But the leaves, St. Louis have a leaf crisis. How do St. Louis have a leaf crisis? It's because we have hundreds-year-old trees, hundreds, thousands of them. When people come visit St. Louis from out of town, that's one thing they say about St. Louis. You guys have a lot of trees. It's ridiculous the amount of trees that's out here. Yeah, and it's in the city. That's the messed up part. Usually trees and stuff like that would be in like a suburban area where the properties are more spread it out apart and things like that. But, in the city, the properties, a lot of properties are really compact. Everything is up on top of each other. The trees are even up on top of each other, and they are out in the streets. And a lot of times, like, let me tell you my little strategy, how I can and keep working throughout the year. And in St. Louis, you can literally work from January to January if you know what you're doing. And I don't know if that applies to all states and all that, but I'm telling you it applies to St. Louis. So this is how it goes. I keep customers on the schedule until the end of the year, to December 31st. Period. That's how simple it is. How do I keep customers on the schedule in December when some customers don't even want to be on the schedule in November? It's really simple. It's really simple. I tell them, if they stay on the schedule and I know they got a king size tree, or they're in the area where the leaf crisis is taking place, which is mostly everywhere. I tell them, if you stay on the schedule, I'll do your leaves for you, mulch your leaves for the same price. And if they stay on the schedule, it won't be that much to mulch. But when they miss and then it goes into a monthly service, then it's $125 starting off. That's the starting price. It could be a little bit more. I have to give a quote for that now, you know. So they actually save money because most of my properties is $50 and $55. So just stay on the schedule. That's what I suggest them. And the reason why I'm even being like this is because I know St. Louisans. I'm a St. Louisan. You know, we're not really into sharing the wealth here. You know, that's just the way it is. It's okay. It's not a big deal. That's just it. There's a whole vibe over here of keeping your money to yourself. So what does that mean? That means that a lot of times, if I was to say, hey, for me to do your leaves, which I'm not picking up leaves, I'm not bagging them, I'm not hauling them off, so I just keep the price the same. Now, if they got one of those special trees that I can come back in 2 weeks, and it's a literal leaf cleanup situation, then I go up to probably about $70 bi-weekly. You know what I'm saying? And that'll keep less work off me and keep them paying less too. Because nobody wants to pay. In St. Louis, people ain't really interested in investing money into the ground. I'm just keeping it 100% real to y'all. We not into that over here. We can find at least 10 other things where we spend our money at. So I'm just telling you that right now. Now, that's the city. I work in the city. There is suburban areas where they do require for people to either pick up the leaves or not have them out in the streets. Make sure the leaves are not out in the streets. Here in St. Louis, the city, the urban area, all the leaves are out in the streets. And it's not something that is new. This ain't nothing new. I've been cutting these type of yards since the age of 12. I've been cutting, and this is what we do. We either back then I used to rake the leaves out in the streets and let nature run its course. Now some people say, "Oh, you don't want to blow the leaves out in the streets." That's like, I don't know, car oil or something, grease to motorcyclists. The leaves, as far as I know, don't really go into the center of the streets, because they might go in the center of the streets, but when the cars run by them, it mulches the leaves up. I know this is like crazy what I'm saying right now. The cars mulches the leaves up and they blow the leaves closer to the curbs on their own. So I don't know what else to say, but it's a whole thing. If you was to come to St. Louis and you was to see these trees out here in the city, not in the suburban area, these trees that's out in the city, in the suburban area, and not in the trees are out in the suburban area too. I'm saying that usually cities don't have this many trees. You got trees here and there. Trees be at parks. We have trees in residential areas. So it is what it is. So I'm just driving around right now and I'm finna go to a customer property. I just been a couple of corners. I've been passed up the property. I'm finna turn around because I want to show y'all how this works. And again, I'm telling y'all, here customers are into saving money. They're not into being charged more and things like that. They'll let the leaves just linger on their yard. I'm just keeping it real. It's a lot of people that they'll say, man, I don't need no service for that. Forget about them leaves. I don't care about them leaves. Leaves, do you know where you at? This is St. Louis. This is the leaf city. They have a whole city it's a whole municipality in St. Louis, not that far away from me, probably about 10 minutes away. It's called Tree City. I ain't never seen that many trees. that many trees, big trees, 100-year-old trees. That's what we dealing with. Trees that's over 100 years old. And it's just ridiculous. And I know this is like the tree video right here. That's what this is what the name of this should be. But I'm gonna say this one last time. They're not into spending money into the ground. Some people do it, but not everybody. Everybody is not into that. I'm gonna tell you like this. There's I was watching SBN. I believe that's what it is. It was a Christian network yesterday. I was putting on my shoes, about to take my dog out. And I seen they was doing a share-a-thon. And in all these states, I'm not making this up, y'all. I witnessed this. Now I'm sitting up there putting on my clothes and my shoes, and I'm witness. I stayed long enough. They naming off all these states, and these people are giving hundreds of dollars, $200, $300. When it got to St. Louis, it was 2 givers. Only 2 givers at this time. One of them gave $12. And the other one gave $7. $7. So I'm just telling you, in St. Louis, we like to keep money to ourselves, and we don't trip off the small things. A lot of people trip off of petty things, you know. And one person told me, hey, safety's first and everything. I feel like this. The safety of my customer paying the good price and they feeling happy is more important than blowing leaves out in the streets, which it's not. That's just a myth. Oh, leaves causing accidents. Hey, it is a lot of accidents in St. Louis though now. I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of accidents. But that's because people are texting while they're driving. Some people are intoxicated. And all the above. You already know how the game goes. So anyway, what I'm about to do is give you a simple premiere of a street in St. Louis. This is the next block over from a property I'm finna serve. I'm gonna show you right now. Hold on 1 second. And something that y'all gotta know is that we be mulching leaves out in the streets. I'm sure this was a pile. This is how it look. No harm done. You see this? You can't stop the tree. You see all these properties that don't care about the leaves. Look at this tree. The trees are literally hanging out in the street. This is directly over the car right here. You see this? Leaves are going to be out in the streets. I don't know how it is that people don't understand this like basic common sense concept. Leaves are going to be out in the streets because we have tons of trees, and not just normal trees. We got trees that's old, severely old. I'm probably driving too fast for y'all to see this. They had their stuff mulched out here in the streets. What harm is that? That's how they wanted it done. This is not just the professional lawn care providers or just people that cut grass, people that ain't professional. It ain't just them that's doing this, blowing leaves out in the streets. It's the owners, the people that own homes. Some of them, they rake them out in the streets, they blow them out in the streets, and once in a blue moon, you'll catch a diamond in the rut. Somebody that's bagging leaves, straight bagging them. But you can't leave your bag there. You got to dispose it. So here goes a street that I be on, that I'm finna cut right now. Well, not the street I'm finna cut, but it's one of the a location. You see this? Leaves out in the street, y'all. Trees are out in the streets. Somebody mulched the leaves down here. Out in the streets, y'all. Do y'all know in New York? I remember somebody told me this. I didn't believe it. They said in New York, a lot of people throw their trash into the streets. St. Louis is something like that a little bit. It be grass being blown out in the streets for street cleaning, and it's leaves that's gonna always be out in the streets. It ain't no conversation about that. You know, trash be out in the streets too. This is an urban area. This is the urban area. That's what I service, urban area. The rules don't apply, and the professionalism criteria don't apply to what you have to face. You have to face serious trees, y'all. That's hanging out in the streets. Look at this. Look at this scene. This is the property I'm finna service right here. $55. This is gonna be simple. Look at this, leaves out in the streets. Somebody created a pile over there. Somebody just got their stuff right here like this. Nobody trips off of this stuff, y'all. Nobody trips off of this. It's not a requirement to bag leaves here. Everybody is just concerned about paying the next bill and concerned about the taxes that they got to pay. Those are the type of problems we have out here. And the trees is not to be even conversated about. But for entertainment, only I do entertain people, because they obviously, people have not seen this type of stuff. Yeah, like I was saying, people haven't seen on the internet, I guess, a city worker. That means somebody that's cutting grass and making a living off the city. And you can see the properties are very compact. They're right next to each other. Very, very compact. I don't do the neighbors' leaves, and sometimes I do some nice things every now and then, but that's not one of them. So, but anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe and drop comments. We can talk about it. We can chat it up. You know, for those that work in the city, if y'all actually do cut in y'all area in the city, can you please tell me how y'all do it? For those that's in the suburban area, you probably just think this is a pitiful video, but I don't know what you think. I'm just saying that the internet was designed to show different perceptions of things that's taking place around the world. This is how it's done. Hey, I was in shock to find out that New York dumped their trash right over their balconies out in the streets. I still don't believe it because I have not seen it, but I can go to YouTube probably and YouTube it and find it and be, oh, okay, they really actually do that. It was piles of trash out in the street, they say. So yeah, this is something that we go through, man. Anyway, enjoy the video. I'm gonna holler at you in a minute. Peace.
This is LJJ's Lawn Care. I'll be there in a jiffy to make your lawn be crispy and squared. This is LJJ's Lawn Care. My prices are so thrifty, you might just want to tip me, I'm rare. This is LJJ's Lawn Care. Whether it's scorching or it's nippy, in the morning I will swiftly be there. This is LJJ's Lawn Care. Just call me if you need me. No stalling, I'm not greedy, I'm fair.